What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video. After the day that was his meltdown, that's right, our boy Phil had a complete meltdown on, when was that? It was Tuesday night, that's right, doing Street Fighter, and of course that was due in part to 3 streams not hitting the coffers, not hitting the goal, and that upset Phil. Ultimately, I think it ended up at 4 streams because yesterday's stream of Dragon Quest did not hit the goal, not even close. And then he did okay for Rimroll. That's right. We got the anonymous donation coming out of nowhere and dropping the $50, getting the party started. So it seems to be a pattern there. Phil won't. I've noticed recently the no goal streak never extends past 4, and it's always curious why. I'm always curious why it never extends past no goals 4. But anyway, let's see what Phil had to say. This was a short one because apparently he must have been happy that he made a decent amount of chunk of change on the night stream, and of course Rimworld saved the business yet again. So let's get into it.
Good evening, everyone. DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Wednesday, the 25th of March, 2026, which I'm very happy to announce was a much better day than yesterday. Things got back to normal. The chaos stopped. The rage, decreased and subsided. And overall, today was a pretty good streaming day. Now, was it the best streaming day ever? I mean, no. But you also got to look at the subject matter of what I played today. And we'll talk about that. But also, a little bit of technical issues, which I don't really understand what happened.
Okay, if you don't know what he's talking about, essentially, if you didn't watch the podcast or my video, he explained what happened. And the night before, or the day before, he played Slayer, I believe, Slay the Spiral, and then he played Street Fighter Night. Barely, I mean, he cracked $50 on the first stream, and then on the night stream, I think he made like $60 or something like that. It was a terrible day of support. No goals, and at that, the night before that, he didn't hit the goal. So he wasn't in a good mood. He was playing Street Fighter, and of course, as he states, all the trolls come out to harass him because he can't deal with the chat and play at the same time. You know, doing 2 things at once is too difficult for DSP. So the Street Fighter stream was just epic. It was great. There was so much trolling, harassing. You can see that he was losing his shit. On top of the fact he was getting no support. I mean, full mask off, telling people to F off. I mean, it was just epic. Sadly, I didn't get to react to that video yesterday. I was off dealing with some personal issues, which I'll talk about today on my podcast. People have been messaging me and wondering, Doody, where are you? You're the man that we need at this time. Where are you to help decipher the pignosis? Where are you? And of course, I haven't been around. I haven't been able to stream because of just, dealing with some stuff. But I'm back. That's right. I'm back. Life goes on. Detracting goes on. And yeah, so I'm just upset I didn't get to react to it because he was acting like an epic douchebag like he normally does. And the lovely thing about it too is, if you don't know, his Street Fighter stream got demonetized. That's right, got demonetized for unfriendly content, whatever that means. Essentially, you can get any ads, super chat, or anything, because there was excessive amounts of swearing. I'm guessing he probably broke a couple terms of service, not to the point where he would get a warning or a community strike, but it was up there. Someone felt the need to demonetize his channel because of the ridiculousness that's DSP. And you know what? I've warned Phil many times. You gotta, you're not untouchable, as Phil likes to claim. You're not untouchable where you can say and do whatever the fuck you want to do on this platform. It doesn't work that way. Trust me. And what I think ended up happening was, I don't think it was that it was flagged. I think their algorithm identified the stream with all the swearing and everything. And they said, nah, this isn't cool. Nope, sorry, Phil. Because I think Raw Phil stream or someone else that was streaming at the time, they ended up getting the same warning as well. Because of the excessive amount of swearing and just being a complete douchebag. So, it's fine. I did clip his meltdown on the Daily Wrap, which is great. And yeah, so there you go. I'll talk more about it today on my podcast. I do have some thoughts. I am going to rip him a new one, like always. So let's see what he had to say for the rest of the stream.
Let's talk a little bit about it, shall we? So, start off today with the DSP morning show. And on the morning show, I recapped and talked about what happened yesterday with all of my rage and the day not going well with Slay the Spire 2 basically ending because I just can't get an audience for it, with Street Fighter 6 pissing me off, with the trolling going out of control on Kick, and generally after talking about it with the audience, I think in general most people understand. The viewing audience seemed to get it, understood what happened, and was like, man, it does suck that happened yesterday. You know, bounce back, let's have a better day today. And to be frank with everyone, I'll be honest, I think that today the Kick chat was much better. I think after having a talk with them in the morning, kind of realized, you know, if you keep acting like that, like you did during Street Fighter, it ain't going to be a good time, you know? I understand that people want to make fun and razz and joke.
Okay, Uncle. All right, Unc, whatever you say. Again, I don't know what he thinks this is. I really don't understand. Does he think this is some type of, like, does he think it's Costco where you have to pay to be able to watch and comment on your stream? Does he think this is gourmet level content, Phil, or gourmet level YouTube style where you're on this epic echelon level where you have to pay to watch your content? Bro, you need to stop with that weak ass energy. People are going to troll you because it's free to make an account and you can make as many accounts as you want and there is nothing you can do to stop it, okay, Phil? You can have 100 moderators on every stream and there's still going to be people that are going to go in, they're going to create accounts, and they're going to troll you. This need for you to control everything in your life, every aspect in your life, and stop trolling, it's going to be the death of you, Phil. Really. It takes way too much mental energy, Phil, for you to be worried about some rando on the internet mocking you or mocking your fat wife or mocking your shitty gameplay. Really, Phil, really, you really need to let that go, man. I understand that, you know, you're worried about the legacy of yours, your legacy, and making sure that, you know, you do your best, you know, so that the internet doesn't think that you're a lolcow or believe that you're some type of joke. But I'm sorry, brother, we have 18 years of content, and you are baked in. You are baked in as the lolcow that you are, and it doesn't matter what you do. You can stream for another 18 years and be perfect and be good and actually produce good content, and people still will troll and despise you. Because what do they say? First impressions, you know, first impressions are what count, brother. And your first impression and second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth have been god-awful. And no one likes you, man. And you just need to accept that. And again, it comes with the territory, Phil. If you want to live and make an income and have an existence online, this is the only thing you can do. That's the reason why you're labeled as a lolcow. It goes for Wings of Redemption. It goes for Boogie. It goes for LTG. It goes for all of these lolcows who refuse to actually get a real job and want to stream and e-beg on, you know, e-beg as their profession. They're going to be mocked, they're going to be made fun of, and there's nothing you can do to ever change that perception of you. Nothing at all. You can go, Phil, you can go ahead and donate every dollar that you make on stream to charity, and people still will despise you. It's too gone, and I think, I don't know when you're going to accept that reality and move on with your life. Just accept it. And you can do one of two things. You can accept it and just keep doing what you're doing and keep making, you know, live your life, you know, the way you want to live it. Or you get offline and you go get a real job and you become a private citizen. Those are your two paths, Phil. There's nothing else there. I mean, you even had Asmongold, the world's biggest streamer, try to rejuvenate your content and your try to rejuvenate your brand. And in a matter of 3 weeks, it collapsed and it failed. And you're actually worse off now than you were before Asmongold, before Kino Casino, before Mike Club, before any of these, you know, people that came out to try to do content with you. You're worse off, okay? And just because you hit a random goal of $150 every other, you know, stream or whatever, doesn't mean that you're successful, okay, Phil? It doesn't. All right, so there you go. That's the only advice I have for you, Phil. You accept it and move on, or you don't accept it, you become a private citizen, and, you go work at Burger King or McDonald's. There you go.
So there's a difference between that and the insane amounts of spam, insults, and gross stuff that happened during last night's Street Fighter stream. So I'm happy that we had it out and talked, and I think that people kind of understood where I was coming from. Then I started talking about a couple of Nintendo stories, including the fact that the Switch 2...
Yeah, and what happened? People were still trolling you. People were still trolling you. The only reason why there wasn't as many trolling on the first stream is because you were playing Slay the Spire. That's why. And no one was out there. You had a $130 watching that stream. So, of course, the trolling, of course, is going to be at a minimum. Because no one wants to watch that boring-ass content. But, I mean, if you would have played something like, I don't know, Resident Evil or maybe Street Fighter again, I guarantee you the level of trolling probably would have been more. Because you know why, Phil? You know what happened? You know what you did with your Street Fighter? First of all, you told people that you were demonetized. So, it tells people that they can report you and you could potentially have your stream either taken down or demonetized. So you did that. So, you know, going forward, trolls know what to do. They're going to mass report you, sadly. And again, this isn't a call to action. I'm not telling people to go and report him. I'm not saying that. I don't tell people what to do. You do whatever the hell you want to do. I don't want anyone saying Doody reported. Doody said to report DSP video stream. I didn't say that at all. I'm not. I'm just pointing out a factual statement that that's what people are going to do. Because, of course, you need to always tell people your fucking business. Because, you know, there's no way you can go, 45 minutes without super chats or YouTube contributions, right? So you have to let everyone know, hey, if you're going to give me money, give me kick subs or give me a PayPal tip. So again, that's your fault. That's your fault, okay? And then, you're ranting and raving and screaming and just losing your mind on the daily rap, and the day after, it just goes to show that it bugs you. And Phil loves to say that the Detractors have no power over him. No. I'm sorry, Phil. You can't. You're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. You're telling people that they don't impact you, but they clearly impact you because of your mental state and the way you just spiral out. Good God, man. This week's been amazing. The views and the content have been off the charts. My only whatchamacallit is that I haven't had too much time to be around the podcast and stuff. But it would have been amazing. But don't worry, folks. Doody's going to stream today and tomorrow. So we'll catch up on everything that happened. And I'll give my thoughts on everything. So, you had a slight reprieve for the last couple days, Phil. But Doody's back.
Is selling way under expectations for Nintendo in the United States, and they've actually completely lessened their production. But I also started talking about price changes coming to Nintendo games, Switch 2 games, and they may actually be good. What Nintendo's going to start doing is pricing games cheaper if they're digital and more expensive for the physical copy. So we were talking about all that, and then all of a sudden, my stream turns on.
Again, Phil, reading Twitter news and don't dig any deeper into it. The reason why they cut production is because they have a slight gut of inventory, and the price of consoles have gone up by about $30 to $40 a piece to produce them. The memory, all that stuff, because everything's going up. So it literally cost them more to produce Switch 2s than it did before. So again, they're going to cut production because there's no point in building more inventory at a higher price. Okay, what that does is that dilutes your shares overall. Okay, Phil, again, man, when you're reading Twitter news, you have to provide a little bit of insight. You just can't come in and just read a news story and then give your thoughts about, corporate greed or, those corporals are bad people. Because that's, of course, what it turned out to be. The corporals are bad and they don't care about gaming. All they care about is money, 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 right? That was Phil's take on everything. But he actually dug a little deeper. He would realize that what they did was they produced way more product than they actually needed. What they did was they forecast that the American market was going to be slightly higher. If you don't know this, there's been a bit of a downturn in the gaming market in the last 2 years, especially here in America. Okay, Phil? But again, you don't provide any analysis whatsoever into any of this. So, and it shocks me because this guy claims to be a business major and then just can't really read an article and dig slightly a little bit deeper to actually read between the lines and say, all right, well, why they're cutting inventory? That's why. If it cost them $300 previously to produce one unit, right? And it's probably less than that. Say it's $300 per unit. And the cost went up, say, 20% because of memory and all that stuff. And now it actually cost them $360 to produce it. They're making less per console, Phil, okay? So that's why they're cutting back on inventory. And what they're hoping to also do is maybe create scarcity. That's another thing that these companies do. They create scarcity. If there's less inventory, and when there's less inventory, there's typically more demand. And if there's more demand, it creates kind of FOMO, Phil. You know what FOMO is? I know you know what FOMO is. It creates FOMO. So people will say, oh, this is a hot item. It's not available. So it entices people to go out and actually buy a Switch 2, right? That's what they're trying to produce here, Phil. It's not, oh, they're just greedy or it's a failure. No. What they probably did was they probably just overestimated the market. They thought they were going to sell, 8 million units. They actually sold 6 million. So they probably produced 8 million units. So they have 2 million units sitting there somewhere. There's no point in producing more. You want to sell the existing inventory before you produce any more. It's simple economics, DSP. God, it's not that hard. Jesus. All right. You know what? I'm going to see what else he has to say because this is running along. I mean, this video is 7 minutes long and I'm only 2 minutes in.
It says stream ended. And I'm like, I didn't stop. My OBS still says I'm broadcasting. In fact, nothing changed on the Kick side. It just kept going. But on the YouTube side, it's just like a forced ending. I'm like, what just happened? And everyone on the YouTube side was scratching their head. And I told them in chat, okay, hold on. Let me see. And I looked. Nothing bad had happened to the channel. So it wasn't like, oh, the stream got demonetized and shut down by YouTube or anything like that. Nothing.
He was scared. He was super paranoid. He took about 15 minutes to try to figure out what the hell was going on. He thought he got either demonetized again or a stream got taken down for some shit. Because again, Phil, you opened your mouth and you told people that their actions actually impacted you, right? So now what you're going to have is you're going to have people just mass reporting you. Because again, it's your fault. You didn't have to tell anyone that you got demonetized because you either got reported or YouTube flagged you. Okay? But, Phil doesn't understand it. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm already 60 minutes in. I'm gonna link the podcast right here. You should see a link right here. It's at 9:30. Hope you guys can come and hang out. It should be a lot of fun. Peace out, everyone.